He was so excited about our member organizations back in 1995 when he participated in the program that when he got back to The Hague, he convinced the mayor to develop and found an organization quite similar to our individual councils around the country. It's actually called the Hague International Hospitality Center for Media and Visitors. And it's very exciting. I really need to have him have the opportunity to meet you sometime.
Yes.
But it is interesting to see how the work of our volunteers all across the country is, as you described, with the women elected officials that you work with, how that actually is really found literally all over the world. I was thinking of a wonderful Indian woman who participated in the program, and she summed it all up by saying, "You welcomed a stranger, you sent home a friend."
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, you have a conference coming up.
Yes, we do.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we're just getting ready to welcome about 600 people. About half of them are our member organizations, represent the leaders of our member organizations from around the country. As I mentioned, we're in 92 communities in 44 states. Most of our members are volunteers. One of the signature events, of course, is Breakfast on the Hill, and I'm delighted that you'll be joining us Friday morning. We really appreciate that because your words of encouragement will mean so much to our member organizations, obviously, particularly those from Texas, but also from all across the country. Another signature event we're getting ready for is what we call our NCIV Luncheon with the Ambassadors. We partner with Meridian International Center, a wonderful nonprofit organization here in Washington, and we have 65 ambassadors from all over the world joining our volunteer citizen diplomats and State Department officials at this signature event. And it's a very, very exciting time. We pair, for example, the head of our member organization in San Antonio, Irma Reyes, will be paired with one of the ambassadors, and it's actually a time when official Washington meets beyond the Beltway.
Yes.
And the State Department is also hosting a wonderful reception on that beautiful 8th floor. On Friday evening, our members go to various embassies where they are hosted in turn and thanked for what they do by our colleagues from overseas. And of course, in the middle of all of this are training sessions on building leadership abilities, nonprofit management skills, and building our members' ability to work with foreign delegations in a politically sensitive way, in a way that where they really have high quality cross-cultural communication skills. So we're getting ready for a very exciting 4 days, and I'm really thrilled that you're going to be part of that.
Well, thank you. I look forward to it. It's such an important time. And I just returned from a trip to South America. And and Argentina has a little attitude right now being anti-American. But they were very kind to us, and we tried very hard to let them understand that we are an open country. We respect other countries and we respect differences, and I hope we made a little impact.
Well, I'm sure you did, and I hope some of the people you met will have an opportunity to come on one of our international exchange programs, because I think actually getting them here first for first-hand experience, and also if they have an opportunity to see you again. I mean, sometimes when we talk about public diplomacy, there's a lot of emphasis on we've got to get this message out and we have to be on the same page. And I think we really need to focus that public diplomacy, citizen diplomacy, is about building relationships over time. And that it's not about some magic message that's going to cure anti-Americanism and with one silver bullet.
Right.
It's really so many people are elected officials, members of Congress, like you, your constituents in Dallas and that area, and really our citizens all across the country that have to be involved and have to see it as part of their responsibility to put Uncle Sam's best foot forward.
Yes, and we tend to be a little judgmental at times about governments and government officials, but because of our basic thread of democracy and understanding and acceptance, we tend to be able to get along okay. We've never had a war on our shores, and I think that we take it for granted, but in visiting other countries, they really consider it kind of a miracle that we've not had the open battling and warfare, and I try to emphasize very much is that is because we practice a democracy where we accept that there are differences and we respect those differences, and we try to be tolerant very much with people that don't agree with us, and hopefully eventually that message will stick in many countries around the world. And I think that's one of the goals that we have as a leading nation, is to make sure that we can do what we can to show people that a very, very, very diverse nation can live without war.
Well, there's some very exciting projects that actually are designed specifically to share our democratic institutions with foreign leaders. One of the recent ones was called I Vote, and almost 100 international guests came to watch us conduct our election. And the incredible stories about that and the impact it had on them was truly profound.
Yes, because we've been observing their elections over the years to try to make sure that they are fair, and but we have not really practiced what we preach in a sense, because we don't like them to observe ours. But when they are above board and open, I think that not only do they get a better attitude about it, but so do the people here in our country.
Well, I mentioned that a member of Parliament from Kenya was going to be speaking at our national conference, and he was actually here as part of that I Vote project. And it will be interesting to hear from him firsthand as he reflects on the time he spent with us in early November. One other thing I just wanted to share with you is I think it's awfully important in these international exchanges through citizen diplomacy. We really do, I think, grasp the nuances, the value of diversity, but at the same time, I think when they're at their best, they really underscore our common human aspirations. And that when you're speaking with women leaders from around the world, I mean, we all want a better life for our children, better schools.
That is very true. Let me thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It's been very, very important to me just to know that we have such a strong organization going that's helping our country to be seen as one that's open, welcoming, and living in a very diverse circumstance every day and getting along.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. And I'll see you next week. Hopefully, we'll continue to have persons and personalities that you will enjoy hearing from. You may call me at 202-225-8885 or 214-922-8885. Thank you again.
This has been another edition of Report from Washington featuring Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson. You can reach Congresswoman Johnson at 202-225-8885 or 214-922-8885. You can also contact her through her website at http://www.house.gov/ebjohnson.